It is an extraordinary absurdity that a 0.1% change in death rates could be used as justification to destroy all freedoms and liberties, trash entire economies and force millions into poverty. Yet that is what happened in the UK. This plot shows the UK weekly death rates through each of the years 2010 to 2020. The spike due to COVID is clearly visible. It all looks very dramatic. But perspective is a superpower in itself, so let's see what it looks like when we apply a little rationality. The first thing to do is to think about it in terms of relative risk. As in, how much more dangerous is the world now that COVID is here? The UK numbers can answer that. We can calculate the risk by adjusting the death rates for the population size. I used the ONS data and an extrapolation of a linear regression to calculate the unpublished population size for 2020, but you could use the 2019 estimate with no change in the analysis. The risk of dying each year is shown in this plot. The y-axis is the rate of death in percent. Up to 2019 the death rate has been acceptable. The UK had all the freedoms of a civilized nation. Freedom of travel, and of association. Freedom to pursue a job. Freedom to not be masked. Freedom not to be harassed by police. Freedom of the press to question the official narrative. All of these freedoms, and more, were lost, in 2020. The justification was the change in death rate, which is highlighted in the purple triangle. To give perspective on how small that change is, I will show you the same plot again. This time showing death rate as a proportion of the population as a whole. Can you see the change? Can you see the delta that was the justification for the loss of all your liberties? No. Me either. The death rate in 2020 was 1.02%. It is an increase over the previous 10-year maximum of 0.09 of 1%. That's an increase in population death rate of 0.0009. The UK is now under a decidedly totalitarian regime that would have made the Soviets blush. You lost your freedom, your job, your friends and society. For an increase in population death rate of 0.0009. A panicked loss of perspective then, seems to be the first symptom of a COVID epidemic. Use your innate rationality to understand your world, be curious about it. Perspective, and framing are everything. If fear leads to a loss of perspective, maybe a fresh perspective can lift some fear. COVID is real, and people are dying, but the increase in risk for the population has been pathetically small. The increase in risk is insignificant compared to the economic and mental health costs of lockdowns. These are desperate times, and harder are to come. So be kind to each other, no matter what happens we need each other. FTS